103.5 Cinema Vice. We are back today. We're here to talk about Birds of Prey, Impractical Jokers, Joe, and more. Here with your host, Domenico.
Cinema Vice.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Domenico, and welcome back to episode 2 of Cinema Vice. I'm your host. I'm here with Derek and Cole.
How's everyone doing?
And Theo. Cole is my alternate ego.
I'll call him it sometimes. So if you get confused, there's not another person.
The man
on this
with two
podcast.
names. I think everyone knows that, and it just gets so awkward with so many people. So it's okay. It's okay. I live with it. It makes me more known. I like it.
All right. Well, just fudge that one up right in the start. All right. But so today we're going to talk about a few things, as you heard, from the Oscar winners to Birds of Prey to the Impractical Jokers movie to even a Nicolas Cage movie called Joe. I'm sorry, there's something going on over there?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay. I just making sure you're good. You know?
Nicolas Cage tends to do that to me.
Well, not to you. He does other things to me.
He's a good man.
He does other things to me. I want you to think about that.
I'm jealous.
I don't want to think about that. It's messed up.
All right. So what do we all do for the month? We'll start with Theo. I know you were doing some fun stuff.
Oh, yeah. No, I've been doing a lot of commercial shoots at work. So that's been crazy. We've been shooting at least 2 or 3 times a week. All kind of interviews kind of stuff, but it's all looking really good. I have been working with Iron Arc in pre-production for the Corvidae that we're shooting in March 5th through the 8th. And Blueview, we have the Happy Birthday sketch coming up. And guess what? Has 2,800 views. So, yeah.
Woo, man,
Go for that.
It's amazing.
Pretty awesome.
Please go see it, everyone. It's awesome. It's funny.
As I said in the last podcast, I was had a little spot in that, which was pretty sweet. It's not the greatest, but Dom's going to be better in the next one going forward. But
Hey.
I'm a huge critic of myself.
Hey, your head shaking that was just solid.
It was. I
solid.
shook my head so well. It was incredible.
Yep, I felt it. in my
Almost got
soul.
whiplash, but
That's not good.
so yeah, that's cool. Derek, what do we got from you? How was your month? February.
Man, pretty much seeing movies. Turned out that me and Dom have turned into the cranky old men in the movie theater, getting kids kicked out now.
Why do you say? What do you mean? What happened?
Well, you know damn well what happened here. We're, we go to see The Boy 2. Great movie, by the way. One of the best horror movies to come out this year. Everyone says the January, February horror movies curse. They're bad movies. Just absolutely superb. Anyway, that's not the point. You get
Those were all lies, in case anybody can't tell.
I love dolls.
I love glass
They don't even
dolls.
scare me. I'm just like, oh, look at the doll.
Oh man, I don't like that doll. Brahms.
I'm sorry, there's an S.
Brahms.
Gotta get it right.
Yeah.
Brom.
He doesn't like the rules to be broken.
Yeah, sorry, he's gonna get me.
Yeah. So and neither do I. I don't like the rules to be broken either. And we got groups of 16-year-olds talking, texting, doing everything, laughing. I said it politely. Chill out. But then I don't know, man. Things got out of control. I got pissed. Dom got pissed.
I mean, yeah, we waited. I gave it a solid 5-10 minutes into the movie. Like, hey, maybe it'll settle down. And it just was constant chatter. It wasn't letting up. And, I turned into grumpy old Dom and got up. I stormed down those stairs, kicked the door open. I didn't kick the door open, but I went. I said, let me speak to your manager. I was a Karen. And the guy was like, well, what's going on? I'm like, you got a chat room full of people in this movie. And he follows that with, so everybody in the movie's talking? I said, well, a lot of people are. He's like, well, what do you want me to do? I can't kick out the whole theater. Well, then I got really upset because it's like, dude, I pay to see this movie. At the end of the day, if they're not following the rules, like, there should be a standard held here. And then another group of people came out of the movie and were complaining with me. And then,
Yes.
So this starts escalating, right? We're in the middle of the auditorium of AMC, and then a guy from the front counter walks over. He's like, hey, are you guys talking about Auditorium 25? I knew this was going to be a problem with all the kids that bought tickets. So then this guy is involved, and then there's a walkie-talkie going off like, oh, where's the security? Security's coming in. All right, what do I got to do? And I'm like, all right, well, I'm not asking you to kick out everybody. I'm like, but let's just, maybe have somebody go in there, stand there, let them know, hey, don't talk or text during the movie. So we go back to the theater. I go back up to my seat. felt really bad because these girls came and sat in front of us, and I thought they were more talking girls, and they said good job, and I was like, go back to your seat, like I was just like a grumpy old man. And like they were all like,
so
what?
Nice.
And then I was told that they were moving away from the rude people, so I was like, oh crap. So I ended up apologizing to them, after the movie. But the one manager waited. Of course, nobody was talking when the manager was at the front of the theater because they can see somebody's there. Well, he leaves, and then the talking ensues. There's people taking selfies. There's literally a girl on the cell phone just.
That's ridiculous.
Like,
but
hey,
that many people?
after the movie, and then like people chiming in, yeah, tell so and so I said hi, and it's like, we're in the movie theater, people.
Yeah,
and it's not the greatest movie, but at the end of the day, I want to go for the experience. I want to enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Derek, you got to go now. Like, you got to tell on them because I can't do it. And we never do this. We go to the movies all the time. This is the only time this has ever happened to us. But it was just so much. Like 3/4 of a theater just free for all.
That's ridiculous. Because, like, there's so many people. I would have just said, like, if it was just a few people, I'd do the tried and true, just fucking throw my candy at them.
No, like, I mean, at first, man, we told these like group of kids sat right next to us, and like the one girl had crutches and wasn't even using them, and then like walked across the whole row of chairs and passed like through all these people just to get to their seats, and then they're like falling over, like laughing, like ah, and like 2 minutes into the movie, it's like it's very quiet, movie starting, and they're just shouting, blah, blah, talking. And I leaned over at him. I said, yo, chill out for a second. And they got pissed. They got up, walked away. And then from there, though, the kids down to the far right of us, those were the kids that ended up getting kicked out because the security guard ended up hiding.
Yeah.
Justice.
It was pretty sweet because I was like, Derek, what I'm saying? Go. He's like, no, wait. He's like, look, the security guard. And you can look to the right, where the two entrances, and you just see a guy peeking through where the railing is. And he's just sitting there, and it's like we're watching a National Geographic, special on lions, getting a gazelle or something. And he's just waiting for his moment. Derek's like, he'll get him, don't worry. And then you see him move even closer to the railing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go. I honestly got so excited for this, it was ridiculous. So then I'm like, here we go. The guy comes around, starts coming up the stairs and kicks these kids out. Get up right now. You can hear him, it's the middle of the movie. Like I wasn't upset about that, but I'm upset about the kids talking during the movie,
Yes.
So this guy, get up. I'm not going to ask you again. Leave the theater. Well, I don't know they're kids, so they're going to, be combative with him. And he's like 3 times the size of these kids. Kicks all 4 of them out. And then, they end up leaving the theater, and
That is the highlight of being an usher. You're like, yes, I finally get to
it's my
get
time
some
to shine.
kids out.
Well, the kid that when I was first telling it, that came from like the ticket counter. He was like, before I went to the theater, he looks at me and goes, "Let me know if you guys need me." I'm like, listen, bro. I think the security guards got it, but it was just it was kind of annoying because then after that, like there still was a lot of talking, so like there's still a lot that needed to be tended to, but at the end of the day, like hopefully they got kind of the message. But then it's like a weird situation because like I went to the bathroom and I'm in the bathroom and I hear a kid like talking and I'm like, oh my god, here we go. I was like, it's somebody from the theater, I know, because you can hear them from a mile away.
Yeah,
and like,
recognize the
I go
voice.
to wash my hands and the kid's like staring at me and he's FaceTiming, and I'm like, just giving him the dirtiest look. And the kid looks at me and asks, I don't know why he asks this question, but he's like, hey, is there anybody else in the bathroom? I go, literally go, why don't you look? Like, why are you asking me? Oh, sorry. And then, like, ends his face down. I'm like, dude, what the what? Like,
That's really odd.
it was so random. So then I went back in and I was just like, let this movie just end. And it did. It ended terribly.
That
Derek
might just
fell
be a new
asleep.
thing,
Yeah,
though.
I got
Just
bored.
like going to a bathroom and be like, hey, is anyone else in here?
Well, dude, at first I was like,
Do all
is this
the
kid
time.
trying to scrap with me? Like, he's like, who's in here? Let's fight or something. I don't know what's going on. Like,
What,
he's-
you about to do some drugs? Like,
I
what are
don't
you
know.
trying to do?
I didn't know if this was like Mission Impossible bathroom scene. We're gonna have to break some skulls over the sinks, but no. I wish I was Henry Cavill, but
Sounds very eventful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, overall,
kind of
kids
more
getting
entertaining.
kicked out was a better time than the movie.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's almost more entertaining than the movie.
oh, definitely.
it
like,
really was. It 100% was. That movie was. What we learned in that movie is, Katie Holmes, she's looking rough.
Yeah, Tom Cruise really did a toll on her, man. That's all I gotta say.
Looking rough, man. hearts out to her, man. Let's start a hashtag.
She was an
here.
American sweetheart at one point, bro.
Cinema Vice.
We had a big thing happen. The Oscars.
Yeah.
So we got the winners. The results are in.
Winner.
Oh,
Mainly.
mainly winner. Yeah. Because for those of you that don't know, Parasite pretty much won the whole.
Everyone's screaming over it.
Parasite.
Parasite.
Bong Joon-ho. Parasite.
Yeah, it's.
Really amazing.
Have you seen it?
I need to.
Check it
Don't
out.
call me out like that.
I'm not. No,
We're
but
on
I
live.
just.
We're live.
Sorry.
I'll see it at one point, then I'll tell you to see it.
I'm sorry. But now we got, Parasite won Best Picture. Best Actor went to Joaquin Phoenix. We all kind of knew that was going to happen.
Definitely.
Then Best Supporting Actor went to Brad Pitt, which was another one we kind of locked in thinking
Yeah.
he was going to do that.
Solid choice.
Derek came up with the W here with Laura Dern winning Best Supporting Actress.
She deserves it, man.
No, I know.
She totally deserved it, man. She's great in that movie.
I still haven't seen that movie. Probably still won't, but whatever. And then Best Actress, I think, was the biggest shocker of them all to me and to us, was Renee Zellweger, old squinty face. She won Best Actress, which was kind of shocking. I thought maybe it was going to go to somebody else. I think I wanted the girl from Little Women. Derek, I think you wanted Scarlett Jo, right?
No.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
She could have been good. I don't know. I didn't
see Judy either. So.
Yeah, I didn't see Judy. I didn't see Harriet. So I heard a lot of people were expecting. I forget the actress's name that was in Harriet, but I heard a lot of people were expecting her to win it. But from all of them though, I felt like it was too close of a call to tell. I don't know. It was pretty
Best
weird.
Actress was kind of a close one, but I know you, Theo, you wanted Harriet to win.
That's kind of indifferent, to be honest. So I'm just kind of hanging back at this point. Like, hey, cool, whoever wins.
You get the golf clap. You get the golf clap.
Yeah, exactly.
And then director went to Parasite's own Bong Joon-ho. So that was pretty cool. Then original score went to Joker. Animated went to Toy Story 4, which we kind of thought was going to happen. And then screenplay went to Parasite. So, yeah, it was...
Yeah, they sweeped.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
Parasite did a really good job, and it was kind of cool to see a foreign film really take over the Oscars. I know some people were like, they're Korean, North Korea. And it's like, it's you guys, just stop. The movie's good regardless of where it comes from. That's the whole purpose of it. So
yeah, I feel like a lot of foreign films can be underrated, maybe because people don't want to see the subtitles.
Yeah, the subtitles, that's definitely a turnoff. I tell people like, have you seen Parasite? Or there's another movie called Big Bad Wolves that I really liked, and people, no, there's subtitles. I don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
I don't want to check that out. It's too much work.
I may be doing like an injustice to foreign films, but I've been watching Ragnarok on Netflix. Only like 2 episodes in, but it's fairly okay. I mean, the main actor kind of looks like he's forcing a really dumb-witted look the entire time. Maybe they're going for that. I don't know, but it's okay right so far.
What's that? Is it like a TV show or?
Yeah, it's like a TV show on Netflix about this kid who it seems like he's turning into Thor. He's like being able to throw a hammer like 1,500 meters.
I didn't even know this.
Like
I was thinking Vikings or something because I started watching that show, but I didn't. This is a different show on Netflix.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's called Ragnarok.
No, so the name's different. No, I didn't. I saw that, but I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, it's subtitled, but it's not so bad. We'll see how it goes.
I've watched part of. I got to finish the series. Dark on Netflix is really good. That's another. I think it's German, but that's a really good show. It's kind of like got a Stranger Things kind of feel to it, and that's a good show to check out if you want to get into more of the foreign films, things like that. But me and Derek saw a lot of movies. Derek, in your opinion, what was like the best movie you've seen this month?
This month, well, I resaw Uncut Gems, so I'm gonna have to go with that, Dom.
Yeah,
I mean, we saw it together. I don't think that counts. That doesn't count for us.
that's what you're gonna go with.
You see it every month.
I love Uncut Gems, man. I see it every month. No, but of everything, Birds
Like
of
a
Prey
Boss?
was definitely a shock.
Like a Boss.
Like a boss. They had some good jokes. I'll give it that. There's that one joke specifically I thought was hilarious. I was the only one laughing, unfortunately, but that's just stupid comedy stuff. I love that stuff. I don't know. Birds of Prey was definitely a shock. I had a lot of fun though watching Impractical Jokers, the movie, which I'm sure a lot of people would think that's weird to go see a true television series movie that, like you told me, Dom, would probably be on TV in 2 weeks anyway, but I had a good time watching it. I don't know.
I love their show, so I mean, I can only imagine that it's getting harder for them to do jokes because everyone knows who they are.
That was my whole gripe. Like, how does nobody know who they are now? Like, they've been doing it for so many seasons.
I mean, that's reality TV there for you, though. Like, all the TV shows where they're catching like a muskrat underneath the house, they'll buy that muskrat and put it underneath the house for that episode. Yeah. So it's all fake. So maybe they're just hiring people.
What? You're telling me The Bachelor isn't real?
House hunters, all fake.
What?
They just rent the houses for
What?
the day. Yeah. Fun stuff. Yeah, I work with people who worked on HGTV shows all the time. They're all fake.
Man,
Sorry to crush all of your dreams, especially all the all the couples that say like, oh, Jen works at a post office and this guy works in a hotel and then they're buying a $2 million home. Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
You're telling me that they can't afford that?
No.
Hold on, guys. My mind has been blown here. I'm in shock.
Yeah, fun stuff.
I don't know. Let's see here. For my favorite movie of the month, so I saw two of like the Oscar noms after the fact that Bombshell, which actually that's who I thought was gonna win, was Charlize Theron, because she was incredible as Megyn Kelly. The movie itself was kind of it's like an empowering movie, but it just didn't do it for me. It's an interesting story. It's a messed up story, but I thought Charlize Theron was incredible. It was hard to tell the difference between her and actually Megyn Kelly the whole movie. But then I saw Jojo Rabbit, and that movie, man, that movie's so funny, and it's sad at points, but it's all around just a really good film.
I saw the trailer and I just really want to see it. I just want to tell everyone I really want to see it.
It's
so
funny.
If you
I
want to see
recommend
it, I'd
it.
say
Maybe I'll watch it with you.
It looks hilarious.
It is. I mean, Hitler's the imaginary friend in the movie, and that's.
I love it when
just
people
ridiculous.
can take like something that everyone hates and like turn it into something and not be hated for it. I feel like that's really hard to do.
well, I know a lot of people, when it first came out back, I want to say in October, a lot of people were giving it like crap for it because it's just like such a controversial topic.
Yeah, like, don't bring up Hitler
but
anymore.
I think it won adapted screenplay.
Yeah, it won adapted screenplay. Yeah.
So, congrats Taika. I enjoyed it. I thought it was weird for Best Picture nomination, like I said, but
Yeah, I don't think it was Best Picture worthy, but
it's a fun time. Most of his movies are, so
yeah.
you know what you're signing up for when you watch it.
So really my favorite movie, I think all around experience. I mean, we're gonna get into Impractical Jokers. There's kind of a reason why we're bringing that one up as a main movie, which is it's odd. I know this is we're talking about a lot of films, and Impractical Jokers you wouldn't usually put in there, but we'll get to that. But my favorite movie I think I saw this month was a movie Derek recommended to me called Waves. It was just kind of like a random movie that, was an A24 produced movie, and holy crap, that movie should have been nominated in so many categories. It seemed to me just to be very overlooked. The father and son of the movie should have been nominated for Best Actor. The director, who is the director of It Comes at Night, just kills that movie. He does such a great job. The music in the movie is perfect. It's the visuals that they use in the movie are really good. I mean, it's all around the movie. It's an emotional movie. It's a long movie. It's a ride. So I mean, if you want to watch something like that, definitely check it out. But I think that's really maybe the biggest snub of the year, was that movie not even getting a nomination. But that's probably my movie of the month. But yeah.
No, especially the one thing too, like I brought up to you, you'd appreciate this too, man. The whole movie, like it starts off in, I forget what the aspect ratio is, but there's like 3 different ones throughout the whole movie.
Oh, what? They change aspect ratio?
Yeah, so it's like how it starts, it's like all full screen, and then when more the movie starts to unfold, you see it like start going into like a wider screen to the point where it's like, I totally forget. I don't know.
4:3.
Yeah, it starts going to like that, and then once
2, 3, 9 to
again
1.
it starts. Eventually, once the movie starts building back up again, because like once it hits like the middle part, it's like a huge punch. Then it's like kind of like a reset. Here we go again, and like the camera angles once slowly, it just the whole time you see it start to slowly come all together. And once again, when it reaches the full end of the movie, it's full screen again.
That's neat.
It's very interesting.
Is it like really noticeable? Because like
Oh,
one thing that I don't like about changing aspect ratio for a movie, it's just like I don't know. It's like, do you really need to do that for the movie? Like a lot of times I'll use 2:3:9 to 1 because that's kind of how our eyes see, right? Everything's like we see from side to side more wide than we do up and down. So like that's why I prefer that. But to change aspect ratios to me isn't too big of a deal, but with it changing like that, it's kind of a neat idea.
Yeah, I felt like they did it sort of with how they're telling the story, just because I mean, if you don't care if I spoil it, I could go.
I mean,
please do.
So I mean, pretty much like the whole movie is about this African American family, and it starts off with the son, and it's like him and his one girlfriend, and pretty much he's like a hard wrestler, he pushes himself, his dad pushes him really hard and stuff. He's always trying to make his dad proud, and all of a sudden his girlfriend gets pregnant, kind of loses his shit and freaks out. Then it all blows up to him showing up at prom night at like a house party, and he straight up punches her, knocks her out. She's pregnant with his kid, and he kills her. Goes right into prison.
That was a twist.
Yeah.
It literally. See, now also he starts taking his dad's like drugs in the movie too, which is kind of like a factor in it.
He
Like tore his shoulder or
yeah.
something, and he's a big, he's a wrestler, so that's a big issue. But then he goes off the walls, like, and it's the build up to that scene in the garage where he hits his girlfriend and kills her. It's so intense, and it's such an emotional movie, and it's like the music is building up, the way it's shot, it's the colors on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a great movie. And then after that happens, like he says, he goes to prison, and like you just see the sentencing of him, and then boom, now we're following his sister, and now you're following the life of the sister after her brother murdered this pregnant girl, and the hate that this sister is getting, and she didn't do anything. Like, it's not her fault that her brother did this, and and she's kind of like a recluse because she's kind of scared of the world now because of how they're treating her. And Lucas Hedges is in the movie, he's an up and coming great actor. If you don't know, Manchester by the Sea, Honey Boy, I mean the list goes on. And he kind of starts talking to her and asks her out on a date, and it just kind of progresses. And you just kind of follow her story, and that's like Derek said, it's big and bright in the beginning, goes to like the dark in the middle, and then restarts, and then goes back to the bright by the very end. And it's
neat.
It's a really cool movie. It's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of factors with like Lucas Hedges' character, who his father was a piece of shit, but also he's dying of cancer, so he's like torn, like, do I go see him, and do I visit him, or do I just let him die because he treated me badly? And it's kind of like a movie about forgiveness too at the end of the day. So it's the mother, there's whole like their mom isn't the real mom in the movie. It's like the real mom died, I think, from a drug overdose. So like there's a whole lot of factors in this movie, but it's a really good movie, and I think anybody should check it out that wants to see something that's kind of off the radar but deserves to be on the radar for sure.
Yeah, I'll add that to the list for sure.
loved it a lot.
All right. Lead us into the next segment, Dom.
All right, so now we're gonna head into where we're gonna talk about two specific movies.
Woo.
Birds of Prey.
The Joker and I broke up. I wanted a fresh start.
I don't even know if that's still the name anymore because they changed the name of the movie, but
Yeah, it's
it's Harley Quinn's movie.
Yeah.
It's the Harley Quinn movie. Woohoo! So, this movie.
Directed by Matthew Libatique. Director of photography, sorry, is for that one. And Kathy Yan was the director.
So, I had fun. I liked the movie. I didn't think it was bad. I know a lot of people I've talked to told me that they didn't like some of the factors. They thought it was kind of like too much of like the girls rule, guys drool type feel in it, but I didn't really feel that. I just kind of
Yeah, I didn't feel
Yeah,
that too
I didn't-
much.
I kind of just
I mean,
enjoyed
it was
it.
there, but it wasn't like in your face.
Yeah, it wasn't like they're like pushing it down
Yeah.
your throat, but
It's not like the Endgame scene where we got this and all the whole women assemble thing.
Captain
where
Marvel
it's-
could have just taken it herself the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do think they joined forces way too easily.
Yeah,
It was just like, oh yeah, I guess you're right. Let's do this. Let's work together.
that's very true. I didn't even think of that, but I mean, it's a fun movie. I think Ewan McGregor. Some people said that they didn't really like him as a bad guy. I enjoyed him as a bad guy. He's kind of out there. I'm a
thought he
huge
did.
Batman fan, so I love to see Black Mask come onto the screen, and then Victor Zsasz was another Batman villain that they brought on screen. So I thought that was really cool that I was able to see two of them, and I thought they both did a great job as a
I mean, I
fan
thought he
of
did
comics.
okay. I don't think he was as powerful as he could have been, like acting wise. I feel like he was still kind of a side part in the whole thing, and wasn't. I don't know. He wasn't that scary to me. Like
Yeah.
they could have made him scarier.
I agree because like Victor Zsasz is like a psycho dude.
Yeah,
like
he's
even
cutting the faces
Yeah.
off of people, man.
Yeah, like they could have taken it way darker. I also thought with in the beginning or kind of near the beginning where she starts going into the police station,
Yeah.
shooting it up.
Yeah.
I think there should have been a little more gore with it. Like, yeah,
No.
they did the whole confetti thing, but like, come on, kill some people. Like,
so what I
you
read
don't know
though,
if they're dead or not.
what I read is that like the director said during that scene specifically, it's kind of like Harley Quinn's, like you're seeing Harley Quinn how she's viewing like her world right now. So like it's meant in that way, like she's technically slaughtering all those cops at the end of the day. Like she really killed them,
okay.
but it's just like in her eyes, like she's using like these confetti fun bags. Just I think it was just more of a type of visual thing, just to look cool. And
I mean, that's cool and all, but at least mix it a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
give us some of the outside vision of some people just getting
Yeah.
gored to death. But then also at the same time, that kind of would probably make people think less of her. So I could see why they didn't, but at the same time, like, come on, make her dark. She's killing people. She's psycho. Like,
I'm gonna be
let it
honest. I
happen.
think it's weird. I mean, I love Harley Quinn. It's cool, but like at the end of the day, they're trying to glorify her character. And
There's a ghost inside the house, Brian. Get the door. All right, let's continue.
right, that's a wrap, boys. We're out. No, I'm just kidding. It's just Harley Quinn's like a cool character, but like they're kind of like trying to make her some role model for like girls, and at the end of the day, that's not what she is, man. She's just she's a psychopath.
Yeah.
Like the Joker. So it's
Yeah, they're trying to make her into like an icon.
yeah, like she's
For
not Wonder
women to look
Woman.
up to.
You know, she's
No.
she's a bad guy. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, she's definitely a bad guy.
Rosie Perez didn't look like she aged a bit.
Yeah.
What happened there? I thought she did great. I
I don't know. She's got to be in her mid 50s, maybe 60.
I don't even know. I would look up
55.
right now, but-
She's 55.
she is 55.
Yeah, she did great. Also, Mary Elizabeth
Weinstein.
Winston. I loved her in Scott Pilgrim. I think she didn't do as well.
I mean, she's good. I mean, like you said, in other movies, definitely like 10 Cloverfield Lane, she's really good in. This
Yeah.
movie, she's just like her character, I think, is a little weird in this movie. Because like I
Yeah.
thought at first, like, oh, I kind of like how they're doing it. Like, she's doing this, and then the more I thought about it, it's like, it's kind of didn't fit with everything else going on in the movie.
Yeah. It's like, oh, she got stolen from the mafia guy who killed her family, and then now she's just socially awkward. Like, that doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
it is very weird. It's a weird take on how that character is portrayed, I guess, in that movie.
And like the only reason why she's there is to kill Victor Zsasz. Like
Yeah.
that's it. And then like also like you said how she's socially awkward. I felt like that was just like a big comic relief type thing, and it was
Yeah.
just like I didn't care for that.
was
either.
not needed.
I think her action scenes though, like the one scene when she rolls up on those dudes in like the restaurant and just like takes them all out real quick with the pistol and the crossbow, like I thought that was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I think the fighting scenes with her is cool, but overall like that weird socially awkward stuff, like her practicing in the mirror, like do you know who I am stuff, just like
Yeah.
it's unnecessary, stupid. I don't know. I don't care for that.
Yeah, she could have just not said very many words at all and been that mysterious person who just wants to kill everyone, and it would have been better, I think.
I 100% agree with that. I mean, all around, I enjoyed the movie. I think the action was fun. I think it's just like it's a mindless action movie. I mean, that's what you pay to see sometimes. I'm not looking for the Oscars here. Like, this isn't Like it's not Joaquin Phoenix competitor, you know.
Yeah, it's entertainment.
It's just
It
fun.
works.
I'm curious though, Theo, like because you were really dreading seeing the movie. So like, did
Yeah.
it like exceed your expectations, or like where did it?
Oh, way exceeded, only because the trailer made it look like a cringeworthy like TikTok video or something.
Dude,
Like it was the worst.
Definitely the trailer through. I would because Derek saw it and then I saw it again the day after with him again, and I was the same way. I was like, I don't really know how I feel about it because of the trailer. The
Yeah.
trailer really was like, I think it did more harm than good for that movie.
Yeah.
Because like you said, how they shot it, like how they cut it together and made it seem it was like,
Yeah,
oh,
they
dude.
use all of her inside head monologue parts as the trailer, which is like a total no go. Don't do that. Because everyone's just going to think it's just her going through her life, talking to herself, and thinking she's happy go lucky. And that's not what the movie was at all.
No.
I mean, slightly, but not like all there. All there.
That's right on the head there for sure. So that's Birds of Prey for you. I mean, in a nutshell, it's a little over the top, and
Yeah,
I mean,
it wasn't too bad. If you want to see it, I'd say see it. It's not that bad. I think you'll enjoy it. You won't hate your life after.
A fun time out of 12.
fun time.
One time out of 12.
All right,
Okay.
now on to the, I would say,
The Jokers.
On February 21st, the world's greatest jokers are coming to the big screen.
You're the Impractical Jokers.
I love you guys.
Jokers, Impractical Jokers, but it's kind of a out of left field selection for this month to talk about. But there's, in good reason. I didn't want to see this movie because I thought it's going to be on TV soon. It's a true TV show. I like the TV show. I don't really see this movie being good at all. We went and saw it. I really enjoyed it. I thought that it was funny. You know, if you like the show, you're gonna like the movie. If you don't like the show, you're not gonna like the movie.
What was it about?
It's just them. Like they had like a little subplot where they're going to a Paula Abdul concert, and there's a whole little mini intro that explains why they're going to a Paula Abdul concert because.
So it's kind of like an extended episode in a way.
Yeah, with a
A
backstory
different-
to it, which is
It's like their how they got the idea of becoming the Impractical Jokers.
Oh, okay,
And
so it's kind of like a documentary.
yeah, just
in a
like,
way.
but it's it's all comedy and stuff. So it's not like they're sitting there like talking on a camera like, oh, this is how it happens. Like they're all playing themselves. Like Murr and Joe, who like barely have hair. I know like Murr has no hair. They like they're wearing wigs and stuff, trying to make themselves all dressed like
Yeah.
they were in '92 in high school. And they sneak into a Paul Abdul concert and they crash it because the one guy Joe goes out there and he starts making a fool of himself, and like everyone, there's like a riot that breaks out. Now I don't know if it's all true. I mean, it's funny because Paul Abdul clotheslines Sal. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally,
know,
totally
just
staged.
stupid comedy stuff. And I don't know, man. Besides that, like there wasn't a whole lot of like that story. It was just kind of like in between, like when they're in different cities. But for the most part, it was like a good amount of their games that they do, the challenges.
Yeah, but like a big thing for me was when you go to the movies, we talk about like I like to sit down and you watch a movie, and sometimes what controls the movie is the actual audience in the theater. And I haven't been to a movie that has had such an audience, like it was so driven by the audience that was there. It was one of the biggest theaters they have, and I got up, went to the bathroom, came back, and I sat down. The first thing I said to Derek was, every person in this theater is smiling right now, which is not a lot.
Wow.
It was, I've never seen that before. And I thought that was incredible to just kind of see. And you could just feel the energy in the theater no one was in a bad mood. Everybody was enjoying themselves and enjoying what was on the screen. There wasn't, I don't think one person left mad there.
No.
So to me, I'm not saying this movie is the best movie. It's not, it's not my favorite movie, but it was just the experience that we had in the movie theater was just something that like you don't get very often. You can get bad movie theater experiences and love the movie. Like clearly, we love the boy Brahms. But no, it was just interesting to me. I thought that it was pretty cool to see like just everybody not really in a bad mood and just enjoying life, and we're here to see this movie, and that's what we're here for, and we're laughing about it.
Yeah, I mean, from my point of view, I feel like it maybe drew the crowd that's just plain fans of them, which is a big hit because I think anyone coming from the outside who hasn't seen the show probably wouldn't go and see it.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't
So
get
that's
some of the
like
jokes
a big
in
benefit
it.
of theirs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was an enjoyable, it was a good time. Like I said, if you don't watch the show, it's definitely not a movie to go see. Like, it's just that simple.
Well, I don't know. I mean, personally, me, like the type of person I am, I love. I mean, I know like a lot of prank videos are fake and stuff, but it's like Jackass or like Nathan For You. It's like that whole cringe comedy, like or like Borat Bruno. You know, everyone's reactions and like.
You love Bruno.
Oh, I love Bruno. That's my favorite movie. But that's not the point. The point is, it's like I feel like anyone
You
could
heard
go
that
see this
correctly,
movie.
everyone. You heard that correctly.
Hey, I like Bruno.
I love Bruno. But anyway, no. The whole point is that I think anyone could go see this movie and enjoy it, have a good time. I mean, it's just like I remember when the show premiered, and my whole family watched it after watching Norbit, and we were laughing then, and we were laughing harder after.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I like about those kind of shows, like Jackass or Impractical Jokers, is like when you start getting engaged with the show, they almost start feeling like your friends. Kind of like what you do with podcasts.
Yeah.
Like you're listening to them, you kind of become their friends. Like it's the same kind of concept. So when you go and see them in the movie, I feel like those people are going to see who they think is like their friends in the movie.
Definitely, I agree.
All right, so you need to stop with this Norbit nonsense.
The next movie we're going to talk about today, Norbit, little secret film that we
Last
snuck in
night
there.
we were out and we learned a lot about Derek and his family's love for Norbit, and
It's a good movie. It was Academy
the
Award
Nutty
nominated.
Professor isn't better.
No,
Norbit was nominated for an Oscar. So
a lot of bad movies were.
no, but like Norbit's good.
Thank
dude.
you.
Okay, like
Sometimes they just throw you a bone, you know?
no, like Norbit is good. Like the costume design, insane. Everyone can see Norbit. If you haven't seen Norbit, get your family, get some popcorn, sit down, and watch Norbit.
So what's the next segment?
Norbit.
Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like me? Don't ya?
Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like me?
Okay, so next segment we're gonna move into is it is Enter the Cage. It's a Nicolas Cage segment.
Yeah, I'm excited. Let's hear about Nicolas Cage.
All right, so what we're gonna do is every month we're just gonna ignore that. We're gonna watch a Nicolas Cage movie, whether it's old or new, and just kind of review it. And we started this, the segment off with a really strong film.
Do you love me some National Treasure?
Yeah, maybe that might be one of them. You know,
Yeah,
we never
all right.
know. We're gonna steal the all right, we're not gonna say declaration because I keep messing that up.
You said it.
Eclaration.
I'm done.
Eclaration.
I'm done.
Declaration?
So
Declaration.
The movie Eclairs. The movie is called Joe.
I don't know who I am, but I know what keeps me alive, keeps me out of jail, keeps me from hurting people. I do as I'm told. What's the point in any of it? It's all just gonna boil up and wash us away.
It's a film by David Gordon Green, right? Mm-hmm. That's the name.
Yep, directed by David Gordon Green.
I just wanna make
Screenplay,
sure.
Gary Hawkins. Cinematography, Tim Orr.
Tim Orr. Ooh, I
Okay.
feel like I've heard him in other things before. I should know this being DP myself. But I think he's a well-known dude.
Now, David Gordon Green, he's a really good director. He usually does a lot of comedies. He does do serious stuff, and this is a serious movie. But you might know him from Pineapple Express, Vice Principals. He's done some work, I think, on Eastbound and Down. So yeah, he's
Halloween.
I forgot. Oh wow, they're coming out with another one. So he's a good director, and he's really good at his job, I think, personally. But this movie, Joe, it kind of came out of nowhere, and I literally bought this movie when it came out just because it had Nicolas Cage on the cover with an up-and-coming actor, Ty Sheridan. Or
Was it just straight to
Sheridan?
DVD, or did it go to theaters?
It probably went to theaters, but I didn't see it. I just only saw it when it came out on,
Oh, okay, so select theater kind of thing.
Yeah. And so yeah, I watched it, and I think it's an emotional movie. It's a movie about a guy named Joe. That's Nicolas Cage, and he's just kind of a guy that works his job, goes home and drinks, and you know, he ends up encountering this young kid who has an alcoholic dad, and he kind of needs a job, and the kid's kind of in a busted family. You know, he's got a little sister, and the dad's just a piece of shit. And yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. Derek, I'm curious to hear what you have to say about it, because I hold this movie with very high praise.
Yeah, no, I literally just watched it this morning. So, man, where do I start? I mean, so like you said, Ty Sheridan. I mean, the whole right at the beginning too. The first thing I said was, "What the hell is this, his dad, Wade? What's his problem, man? Like, what is this guy's freaking problem, dude? Like, from the start, he's just a dick, and it sucks. But then you meet Joe, and like you said, Joe's like I don't know, alcoholic maybe. I mean, they're drinking and driving a lot, and
he's just kind of like a
classic.
Yeah, he's just kind of like that guy that like drinks but's never like drunk. Like but
he's a badass.
He's kind of cool. Yeah. Like he's kind of, I don't know, he's not like a role model, but I think he's kind of a cool dude, and he takes care of his like workers for his business that he does, which is we don't really understand. They poison trees and cut them down. I don't know.
Yeah, he's kind of like one of those guys where you see drink and drive, you're like, oh, that's just who he is. I know
he's better drunk than he is sober. Like,
yeah,
it's a weird movie. I mean, I'll let you continue. I don't want to cut you off.
Yeah, no. Geez, you know, I didn't know what I was expecting though when I watched it, because you know you told me, hey, check out Joe. I mean, I was kind of expecting something. I mean, it's a violent movie, but I was expecting maybe like a full on like violence movie the whole time. Just like if you look at the back of like the case of the Blu-ray too, it just you see like these like very climactic scenes of like people fighting, and I was like, oh wow, so this must be pretty violent. But I mean, it is violent, but overall, it's more of like I wouldn't say coming of age thing, but more of like a mentor helping out a kid in need. And then 30 minutes in, it takes that weird twist. All of a sudden there's some guy that boom pulls out a double barrel shotgun, starts shooting at Joe out of nowhere, and it's like, oh, why'd this happen? Oh, he slapped him at a bar a couple nights ago and he's pissed about it. And so that unfolds.
So I'm gonna shoot you with the shotgun.
Yeah, just take. Oh, yeah, he takes a shotgun right to the arm, fixes himself, drinks some alcohol, goes to a prostitute brothel, and calls it a night, man. Like nothing. I swear to God.
Just another Tuesday.
You gotta check this movie out. It's full on Nick Cage. He gets a blowjob in the movie, and it's intense.
Whoa, good job, nice.
But no, it's
Nicolas Cage.
Like the dad, like the guy that like shoots at Joe encounters like the son and the dad, and like Ty Sheridan's character kind of beats him up, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, he because he starts slapping him, and he just takes him straight to the ground and tells him like, he's like, oh, you see this? Like I can beat you up, like you know, don't mess with me. And once you find out right after that though that this guy right here, who's the guy that shot Nicolas Cage, you know, you find out why they shot him is because he got mad over like a petty slap in a bar fight. And then from there, like, he wants to go after this kid too. And like once even that whole scenario comes in, that's when it gets pretty dark. That's when it gets, I feel like, super dark in the movie.
Well, even too, the dad kind of like goes off in the movie and kind of like twisted turn of events. He kills the homeless guy
for no reason, just to get a bottle of wine.
For alcohol.
Yeah, literally a bottle of wine.
Kills him for alcohol. So it's kind of, the movie kind of has a Mud feel to it. If you've ever seen the movie Mud, I mean, the kid Ty Sheridan is in Mud, so that's kind of probably why you feel that way. But it's like a southern, that's where it takes place, is in the South. And I can't remember what happens where Joe gets like mad and he takes his dog and he goes to the brothel and he sicks his dog on the brothel's like watchdog, and it kills it. And then like he goes upstairs and like
gets the blowjob.
And that's he gets the blowjob. Whoa.
It's from,
because the turn of events right there.
The Willie guy, he shows up. And that's when he's like, oh, Joe, you know, I'm getting sick of this, you know, going back and forth type thing. And he's asking where the kid was. And he freaks out, takes his, like, glass bottle, smashes it, and he's ready to, like, kill this guy. And then, like, he's, like, freaks out, and he's called the police and storms off. And then that's, like, when he went there, he, like, literally went to that I think he went to the whole prostitution brothel for a sort of release.
Yeah.
And, like, but then when he showed up there, you see prior to, in a scene before, there's this German Shepherd there, who he says, you know, I don't like this dog. This dog's an asshole. If he bites me, I'm going to kill him. And so he shows up there and he's, you know, trying to get sexual pleasure. And this dog's there and he's pissed off, goes back to his house, grabs his dog, and literally, like you said, sends this dog into this house to kill it while he goes and gets a blowjob.
Yeah, he literally then, like, walks down, like, calls the dog, and they get in the truck and they leave.
Covered in blood.
Yeah. But the movies, it's just I don't even like. It's been a while since I saw it, but I just the whole movie. He starts spending more time with Ty Sheeran's character, and he's trying to teach him how to. He starts teaching him how to drive and
save money, stuff like that.
Like save money, and then he takes him out in like this junkyard, and it's like one of my favorite scenes in the movie is like he's like, you got to have the face for girls, And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, you got to have a face of pain with an overlaying smile, and like.
That's a pretty good description.
And like Nicolas Cage makes the face, and it's like funny, but then like the kid starts trying to make this face, and it's just ridiculous. But like the more you think about it, it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things, but it's just funny because it's just like this almost like a father-son moment in this movie, and it's I don't know, it's enjoyable. It tugs at the heart a little bit.
What are like the 3 emotions that you'd give it?
Probably like it's thrilling, it's sad, and it's pretty horny. I mean, it's like
I don't know. There's just that one scene though. There's just that one scene, but
Joe loves him some horror.
Yeah. He always does wild stuff like that in his movies, though, man. He's outrageous.
It's like that wasn't in the script. He's like, hey, let me pitch this
real
to
quick.
You.
Blowjob scene. What do you think?
So kind of like inspiring broken family kind of stuff.
Yeah, like and like because you're cheering for the kid because towards the end, like the kid's got money, he's saving money to better him and his sister, and I completely forgot the guy ends up taking the daughter from the dad. Like he sells the daughter to this guy.
Yeah, well, the dad takes his daughter, which is the Ty Sheridan's sister, and like to sell to the one guy that Nicolas Cage slapped, or no, was it him? Yeah, it was him, and pretty much just for sex, just like sexual object, and so that's when it got really dark, and then that's when it gets into the whole violent, like, we're gonna go stop this,
Yeah, him and Joe go, and Joe kind of like goes crazy. Messes everybody up and ends up dying at the very end, and it's sad because like this boy is like that's who he had kind of be his like in the short span of time was his father figure, and now he's got to take what he's learned and hopefully better himself from this life. But yeah, it's an intense movie. It goes from one end to the other of the spectrum, and it's not your typical Nicolas Cage movie where you're like, oh, this acting's bad. He acts the shit out of this movie. Like,
I mean,
you
I can hate on Nicolas Cage a lot, but at the same time, I do kind of love him. I've never watched his acting and been like, this is horrible, other than like a little bit with National Treasure. But
no, he definitely has his moments where he's bad, but he won an Oscar for a reason, and he's the type of actor that can literally just pick what he does, and that's like, and he'll do how he wants to do this part.
Yeah, he can pick
some
and
roles
choose.
are great, some are bad, and I mean that's just the way it is. But that's, I think, his range as an actor just shows that like he doesn't give a shit about what anybody thinks. It's what he wants is what he wants to do.
Yeah, and I respect him for being able to say yes or no to whatever he does, because like what I inspire to do as DP is be able to have someone come up to me with a script or something, and then be able to say, this isn't for me because of the premise of it. And I feel like not a lot of actors do that. They'll just take whatever comes to them. I feel like The Rock might be one of those people.
How much money is in this movie?
Right. Do you just have enough money? No.
Does it come with steroids? Yeah. All of them.
Yeah, because like when you start taking things that aren't like tailored to what you're able to do, it's just gonna start making yourself look bad, and a lot of actors fall down that hole.
Yeah, so I mean, we gotta have a rating system for this now. How we're gonna rate how we're gonna rate.
How do
this
you
movie.
rate that movie, and then also what is your favorite Nicolas Cage movie? I forgot. There's the one where he's handling like uranium or something. It's like a
The Rock.
Yeah, that's actually called The Rock. Yeah, The Rock.
Sean Connery.
With Sean Connery. I love that one. That's probably my favorite.
Who directs that movie? The Rock. Is that Michael Bay?
Yeah, I think it is Michael Bay.
Yeah. I was gonna say, wait. Oh, there's a Hummer scene.
Damn.
The Lambo.
I just said I like the Michael Bay movie. All right.
Okay, so speaking of Michael Bay, this is really weird, but I'm gonna bring this up. So I was listening to another podcast History with Hyenas, the comedian duo from New York, and they interviewed T.J. Miller, and I don't know if you kind of know the whole T.J. Miller story with Michael Bay, where he kind of like stormed off set and he wanted to quit, and him and Michael Bay kind of clashed heads. T.J. Miller had nothing but great things to say about Michael Bay, and so like I thought it was really weird, and I don't know like what story to believe and what not to believe, because
I hear nothing but bad things.
he like hated on him, but then it almost like he wasn't like getting like Xing out everything that he said. He's kind of saying like, listen, there's a method to his madness. There's a reason why he is so crazy on the set. And he said like Michael Bay purposely is crazy and wants people to dislike him on the set, because when people talk on set to each other, he wants to be like the common ground of like what people hate. Like, man, he's really on a tear today. And it's kind of like a method, because he doesn't want like people.
I don't see that as being a good method.
he wants like the people to like kind of like unite and like work together, and it's I don't know. It's kind of like a weird.
You think they'd be doing the opposite of making a good movie then?
I don't know.
I
It's
hate
like
him so much. I'm gonna make this movie awesome.
It's just like I don't know. It's like a weird take, and he just said like Michael Bay actually in real life is like super nice though, and it's just like when he's on set, like that's like his thing. Like he wants to make a big movie, and he's just this tyrant on set, but off set he's I guess like the nicest guy, according to T.J. Miller. So it's like I don't know what to believe, what not to believe. I love T.J. Miller in movies, but like he said he purposely quit Silicon Valley, and that was another thing. Like I thought there was a whole issue as why he left on Silicon. So I don't really know what to believe. I just thought it was kind of an interesting thing that he was saying about Michael Bay.
I mean, I've been with people like when I worked at Discount Tire, I had someone who was kind of a dick to me all the time, but he was one of those like best friend dicks where like he'd be really stern with you to do better, and then at the end of the day he'd be like, "Hey man, just you're doing good, just get better at it."
Yeah,
so
like
he'd
pushing
almost
you.
like make you feel like crap, and then make you feel really good afterwards.
Break
It's
you down
really
to build
odd.
you up.
Yeah. So what if he's like that?
Like maybe
I
that's
don't
what
know.
he's like, because like I guess too like what T.J. Miller is saying is like when you're on set, it's the common ground. Even if you don't know each other, is like you're gonna like he's like the sound department's complaining about this, and the camera guys are complaining about this, the stunts are complaining about this. If like everybody just complains about the same, it just gives them some common ground, and they're not hating each other, they're hating him. It's like, I don't know, that's kind of how he described it. It's a very odd way of looking at things. And,
Yeah, I'd have to see.
but it's
more
Michael Bay,
in depth.
so I mean that maybe
He's good
way
at what
richer
he
than
does.
us.
He's good at what he does, but at the same time, just like I don't know.
He's way richer than
There's
us.
really no reason to try to unite people by like yelling at a PA and firing him right there because he was just wearing like a wrong colored shirt. It's just like I don't know.
Yeah,
It's like
no, I'm
that
not
doesn't make
supporting
sense to
it.
me,
I
really.
100% agree. I think I just thought it was really weird and interesting. And the whole T.J. Miller thing was interesting to me, that he kind of like went back on what he said and kind of kept what he said, but didn't. It's just I don't know. It was weird. I feel like he's trying to make it better, but
Yeah, he pulled a Megan Fox. Talk shit, get fired, and then oh no, it's not that bad, and then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that completely. All right, and now we're gonna close this cage. So Derek, what do you review this? Like, what do you give it?
Dom, I'm gonna have to give this 4 Joe certified blowjobs out of 5.
ooh,
You know
that's a
what?
high score.
Good stuff.
I'm gonna have to agree. Maybe even give it 4.5 certified Joe blowjobs.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to see this now.
Don't know how the half would work, but love it.
I want the blowjobs.
Well, we'll talk about that later. Stay tuned next month for another segment of Enter the Cage with a new movie, a new review system,
Nicolas Cage.
and more Nicolas Cage.
Oh,
All right.
love it. Okay.
So this is episode 2.
Yes, we need your guys' help, by the way. Please comment what you want to see in future episodes. Like, share, subscribe if you want to do all that. Or don't. If you hate us, tell us we suck. Tell us what we suck at. We want to hear it. Tell us what you want. Please.
What you really, really want.
Exactly. Yeah, we're always trying to update our content with what you like. That's why we're doing these Key and Peele type sketches all the time, and we're making these podcasts is for you, and it's also fun. So do the things.
This is Domenico.
This is Theo.
And this is Derek.
This was Cinema Vice.
Cinema Vice.
Cinema Vice.
That was weird.
Cinema Vice.